I told Crank literally as soon as I walked out of the theater because I didn't know if Zach saw it or not. I was like, oh boy, I'm back, baby. I got on Zach for beating a dead horse. All right. This dead horse is finally fucking resurrected, and I've been waiting 2 fucking years for it, if not longer. And finally, it's back. Keep it going, Blumhouse. I want to see another fucking house fire 3 more times this year, 1 per fucking quarter, just like the status quo. Come on, pulling me down again.
If you want to become a member, check out our website at deathcursesociety.com. Check out the membership section. You can do it for as little as the price of a cup of coffee once a month. Before we get to the review, we need to thank our members. Thanks to our final girls and guys, Chris, Lorena, BD, and Tyrone, our crazy Ralphs, Dr. Smiley, Rick, and Raymond, and our camp counselors, 42nd Street Pete, Corey, Luke, Michigan Dave, Jimmy and Rachel, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Patricia, Kristen, and JJ. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. God damn it, thank you.
First off, what were your expectations before seeing this movie? Had you seen the trailer? And then also knowing that it was a Blumhouse film, how did that affect your expectations? I'm going to start with Ziggy this time.
Yeah, they've shown this trailer the last couple of months. They definitely saw it at Night Swim. Definitely saw it at, what was the last one we watched just recently? Fuck. Well, anyway. Night Swim, but then there was another. There was 2.
Lisa Frankenstein?
That's it, Lisa Frankenstein. And it ran there too. And I wasn't impressed, and I wasn't looking forward to it. And I was hoping somehow our rotation would miss this fucking thing. But it did not.
Well, and it was kind of supposed to.
Right. I know.
Shit got rescheduled.
Yeah.
And I was like, sorry, guys. In fact, I think I just changed it on the schedule and didn't say anything until one of you guys happened to notice it and was like,
hey.
Fuck. I think it was Colonel.
I mean, they show the best moments in the trailer, and the bar is once again, it's pretty much at Blumhouse. It's as low as it can possibly go at this point. That's where they're at. I don't expect anything, and if I get anything that I can remember about it, take with me out of it, then it's bonus. It's gravy on the potatoes. But I didn't expect anything, and I don't know, man. This wasn't as bad as Night Swim. I don't think. Maybe just as equally bad. I might go there, but it's not great. But it did take some different chances here, and we can get into it in a little bit. That I can't say commend, but I'm going to give him a tip of the cap. A couple of choices.
I'm curious what you mean by it took chances. Yeah, I'm very curious about that. So basically, in essence, Ziggy, this movie. Is that what you're saying?
Ultimately, you get nothing. Yeah, I mean, you come out of it, it's a forgettable film.
Expectations before, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
how about you?
There's some aspects I like of the movie, even though I expected nothing. Dude, my expectations couldn't get any fucking lower. You all know this. I'm so sick of this. It's goddamn it, another fucking Blumhouse movie. You know what? At this point, they should open their own bakery because everything's fucking cookie cutter. Everything's the fucking same. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing this shit. Like, I'm about to boycott my own fucking podcast. Like, fuck this shit. I ain't watching any more of these goddamn movies. I will. But, dude, that's where my expectations were. The trailer looked like shit. It's a fucking Blumhouse movie. The only thing that gave me a little bit of hope was that they had Lionsgate attached to it. But we all know Lionsgate was Blumhouse before Blumhouse. So,
okay, I want to go there for a minute because the fact that Lionsgate was attached to it and not Universal
actually worried me a little bit because Universal has a first look deal with Blumhouse. So everything Blumhouse makes, Universal gets to say yes or no first. Or anything that
know that.
Anything Blumhouse is attached to, I should say. Universal gets first dibs. And the fact that they were even like, that worried me because Universal is tied with them through everything else.
I can already tell I had an X factor here. Neither one of you guys had that I'll get to in a bit.
You were stoned?
No. Oh. Of that, yes, absolutely. But
you wrote the one out in the bathroom before you.
No, we've discussed me going. We've discussed me going to movies on a Sunday evening before.
Yeah,
and the type of crowd
out the audience.
And this is what made this movie okay, I think, for me, because God damn it, the fucking crowd was amazing. Because they was talking to the screen. I mean, we were. This was like a Rocky Horror type interaction. I was so impressed with this, and I think this really factored into why I don't hate it like you two guys here. But I digress. We'll get to it. I mean, even the company, it was called that one of the partners is the Tower of Babel.
Tower of Babel. That is Jeff Wadlow, the director's production company.
Well, it might have been the name of my theater. I mean, that's all I'm saying because the whole time, dude. Yeah, it was fantastic.
The trailer did not impress me. It seemed like starter horror for sure, like a watered down version of Megan, for lack of a better word. I thought it still had potential, but knowing what Blumhouse does with potential, I had very, very low expectations. Now, this might be something like teens, primarily teen girls, might like, or preteen girls, not middle-aged men. Not for me.
Oh no, it's not for us.
No, I know it's not for us. And
no Blumhouse movie is for us anymore.
Those were my expectations going in. Now, Colonel, you do have. God damn it. Days of the Dead says you guys hate everything.
No, we don't.
Everything, just everything, almost everything Blumhouse makes we hate anymore.
You have to admit they're on a pretty incredible streak of shit right now.
Was Megan their last decent movie?
I would say that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't remember anything in between Megan and Night Swim right now. I'm sure there was something else.
Fuck, there's half a dozen of them.
There's like The Nun no. I don't know. Fuck, man. They all run together.
Yeah, Days. Night Swim was bad. We've talked about this. Looking forward to see. By the way, though, looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So we're bringing the fire. It's going to be a lot of fun. First impressions coming out of the theater, Colonel.
Jesus Christ! I had to pay another $20 for this bullshit. Every fucking time. Like, here's how I know this is going to be a bad fucking movie and nobody wanted to see it. I was literally sitting dead center in my fucking row at the theater, and I was the only one there. That was the highlight of my fucking viewing experience of Imaginary. It was just awful. I don't see a whole lot of redeeming qualities for this movie. I've heard some people say it's new. I know they ripped off quite a few movies. One in particular is a 90s kid. We'll get to that later. It's just a typical cookie cutter Blumhouse fucking movie. I was pissed. Like, I could have done better things with my fucking one day off. I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
There's an awesome Pompeii exhibit right now at the fucking museum I've been dying to see. But I had to go see this fucking movie.
Wow, Pompeii?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Who doesn't want to see plasters of dead fucking bodies? Like, hell yeah.
Crank's all into that.
All right, Ziggy, what about you walking out? What were you thinking?
Yeah, man, it's terrible. It's not, it has a couple of moments in it. Honestly, the best jump scares are the edits. Some of the edits they take. I mean, it's just your standard crap you've seen every other time, and then when you start to finally see what's fucking with people, that's gonna really piss you off. So because they don't look good, none of them. None of the things. I guess the shape was okay. That pops up here and there.
We'll get to the creature. We'll get to the creature.
I'm just saying, you get a lot of CGI garbage. I mean, I was like, this isn't much better than Inside Out Cookie Monster from Night Swim. That's what I was thinking.
The Inside Out Cookie Monster. I still love that. My first thoughts leaving the theater. I wasn't even out of the theater, and I was already pissed. I just, as Erica mentioned earlier, the rage set in.
But you knew it's Blumhouse. You already knew.
I know, but even for them to like irritate my expectation, my already low expectations, is fucking amazing. It's like I almost feel like Jason Blum is just like, how pissed off can we get these guys this time? You know,
this is what I mean. There must be some kind of these are really cheap to acquire to make these somehow. I don't know what it is.
These are micro budgets. I don't know what the budget was of this, but I mean, FaZe, if you can look that up, actually, the budget of this film. I do know the box office, but I'm curious about the budget here in a minute.
It's 10 million.
Man, we had this talk with Night Swim. Like, this shit right now is literally just fucking tax write-offs. We can't make too much fucking money.
Possibly.
Make a fucking movie and write it off.
Possibly, but it's a little too early in the year to be writing, using write-off movies.
Well, if you're smart. I mean, I don't know shit about taxes.
Yeah.
If you're smart.
This is when the crap kind of comes out. I mean, honestly, but
fair enough.
My fucking theater was fucking packed, man.
Mine wasn't packed, but it was more than I've been with a theater in a while. There were about 18, 20 people in there.
What's wrong with fucking Stillwater and Detroit? Like, the fuck?
I figured I was going to have to go to the house, man, and it was like, shit, I had to scramble to get a seat.
Yeah. Like, I would say lately, 1 out of 5 Blumhouse films are better than average. The rest are middle of the road or worse. And I will say there were a very few things I liked about this movie. But the bad far outweighed the good for me. Like, by far. Would you say 1 in 5 is approximately what Blumhouse is hitting right now, Colonel?
I think you're being fucking generous.
Am I being generous? 1 in 10?
I would say probably 1 out of 10, yeah. And that 1 is fucking slightly above average.
Right, Megan.
Like we'll say Megan. Megan's probably the best one they've put out in 3 years, and we all remember I liked it, but I wasn't big on it. Like it was entertaining. But at least it was entertaining, because I can't say that about most fucking Blumhouse movies anymore.
Yeah. Oh, and FaZe and Kristen got it, 10 to 12 million on the budget.
Damn it.
FaZe adds box office is right now 11.2 mil, so it pretty much broke even. That's not good though.
Once they sell the media, though, it's a winner. It worked. They made money. It worked.
We'll see. Let's talk about the setup. The movie opens with a dream sequence, of course, because every fucking movie does now, it seems like. Jessica, played by DeWanda Wise, is having a nightmare from her youth. We see her crazed father and a glimpse of this spider-like creature that's chasing her through her old house. She snaps awake, gets a pep talk from her husband, Max, played by Tom Payne. And Ziggy, I'll start with you. Satisfactory opening or too generic for today's audiences?
You've seen it a few times already, this kind of thing. And it's just strictly there just to get you kind of introduced to what's going on in the scenario. And you see dude is kind of a traveling musician, so he's in and out a lot. And they've taken on, the mom is, do I want to say that yet?
So you're jumping pretty far ahead.
Yeah. I just stop right there. The beginning is, it's a setup. It just sets you up of the characters. Kind of, hey, how you doing? Here we are. This is who we are, and this is, kind of get a look at their character right away, and you meet the kids, and I don't know, man. I was, because they don't really hit it like how they like to tie those kind of dream sequences beginnings and it comes back up big time and it's like, oh yeah, there's the whole that's why. And yeah, it comes up, but I don't know, man. I didn't like it when it came back up again.
Colonel?
Yeah.
This is where you guys might look at me differently. I thought the setup, while overdone, was one of the better parts of the fucking movie. It did a great job setting you up what the story was going to be. And it's probably the only time that I thought the creature, whatever, while terrible CGI, was the better looking one in the fucking movie. It did its job. It set up the story. I've seen it 1,000 fucking times. But honestly, the scariest thing about the setup was fucking Payne's hair, dude. Someone needs to tell me, man, that's a soccer mom haircut, bro. Like, you need to cut that fucking shit. Trim it down or something. Like, no, fucking no. Like, no. Dude, you were Jesus. And now this is where you're at. Cut your fucking hair. You might get better roles.
And I liked him as Jesus.
I did.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite characters in the later half of The Walking Dead.
Did you guys pick up what his role is in his band? Colonel?
I assume a drummer.
I thought
it was hanging on the wall behind him in the opening scene. After
Drummer?
they wake up, he's got a bass hanging on his wall.
Yeah.
Oh. See, I thought it was because he played the skin flute like Jethro Tull.
Well, I just noticed that when he's taking all his shit out to the car to go join the band, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a guitar slung over his back.
One guitar case.
Yeah. It wasn't even a guitar case, was it?
Yeah, it was a bass case. The bass case was on the left. He had a couple of backpacks or whatever, probably pedals and shit. Yes.
Well, for me to talk about the setup, I'll tell you this, folks. You're likely going to notice the theme when I talk about this movie for the rest of the night. Just get used to it. Enjoy the ride. The opening for me was so cliche and so just lazy writing. It bothered me. I'm getting really tired of these kind of openings because it seems like it's the only way to start a movie anymore. You know, someone's got to have a nightmare just because you got to start with the action, like right in your face, immediately. No, it's just a dream. Oh, and the next part I want to talk about is we meet the rest of the family and we move back into Jessica's childhood home, which has been abandoned because her father has had to enter assisted living. And without getting too far into the individual characters, because I want to explore each one of them later, I want to know what you guys thought of the family dynamic and how did you feel that played out? Because clearly broken family, newly single dad getting a new mommy to join up. Let's talk to you guys both have these kind of situations already, but it's played out in movies for me. Who did I start with last? Colonel, your turn.
Dude, you said I couldn't say it better myself. Played the fuck out. Been there, done that 1,000 fucking times, and we'll get it 1,000 fucking more. Okay, yeah, it is what it was. It was a broken family. Oh, I gotta win these girls over. Oh, give it time. You're not my mom. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Whatever. Come up with something new, man. Like, seriously, cookie cutter. That's my theme, folks. Cookie cutter.
Yours is cookie cutter. Mine is cliche and lazy writing.
Yes, exactly. Cliche and fucking lazy. Do we really need another broken family with a stepmother trying to win the kids over?
I'm okay with stupid cliches like this because you know what I mean? It's Blumhouse. Again, it's Blumhouse. I'm like, yes, of course. It's almost like
it's not just them that does it though.
No. And just because it's Blumhouse doesn't mean they get a pass on being shitty movies.
I dug her compassion was believable to me.
She was trying hard, dude. I don't know. She was trying to be fucking hard. With the youngest daughter, okay, yes. That was believable.
Yeah.
Well, then
the other one was all in full rejection. So I mean, and
you have to have the disrespectful teenage daughter.
Yes, of course. Cliche. We're already on the road, Crank. You've been on this road. You could drive this shit blindfolded.
I'm doing it.
But you're right. I do understand your frustration, dude. I do. But I mean, I don't know. Fuck. Maybe I fucking needed to get out and see a fucking movie too. I mean, and believe me, this is no fucking great piece of art, man. This is as forgettable as they come. I mean, you see the teddy bear there. He is a little creepy, I guess. It's a good design for
It's just a fucking teddy bear.
Teddy
There's
bear.
nothing special to it.
Dingy, moldy teddy bear.
Benny, just
Come on, every time a doll, any haunted thing where a doll turns its head, it's always creepy. It works for some reason, and it works here too.
Now I was going to save this, but it worked. It worked a hell of a lot better in one of our favorite movies from a few years back, Benny Loves You, than it did this.
Because that guy wrote a good story.
No, you mean it was a good script?
Yeah.
It was written well.
Written well, and you had the painstaking effort to make it look the way it did from the man himself.
All right. One thing I noticed about the family dynamic, especially in the beginning, was like a lot of the character interactions just seemed forced and out of place. For example, when the little girl, Alice, goes into Jessica's office, she acts like she's never spoken to her about her job, her drawing, her writing books, children's books and illustrating them. Acts like she's never talked to her about that, even though they've apparently lived together for a while in another apartment and are just moving to this. But she walks into this office like, oh, it's cool. You get to draw for your job, that kind of shit. And I'm like, are you having this conversation 2 years after you met her again? What's going on here? Shit like that, like bad interactions and fucking lazy writing like that took me out of the movie immediately.
I just took it as, they're in this back in her old house. This is her new office. She probably has some new shit hanging up here and there. And she writes children's books, by the way. That's what she's working on. So, so the kid's interested in the pictures and stuff.
But it was like it was the first time they'd ever spoken about it.
Yeah. And then the whole fact's like the first time she even seen this Jessica's fucking characters.
Yeah.
Oh, he's scary. He's scary. Like, get the fuck
you know what? Sustained, Craig. I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna fight.
Just in court.
Yeah. Sustained, man. You're right. That was bad. It doesn't really fit. Now that I think about it.
All right. Well, I'll take the fucking point then.
Yeah.
All right. Chauncey's introduction comes soon after, and it's just as the poster shows. You brought it up, creepy teddy bear, but it's just a teddy bear. What did you think of the teddy bear as the vessel of this creature? And what did you think of the other creature designs? Ziggy. We've already kind of talked about it.
Yes. Well, the bear, especially the eyes for a reason. And,
oh my God.
I know, but again, this is.
Have you seen my notes? You're hitting like every single point.
Okay, well, I'm not. No, I did not look at your notes, dude. I came right from the fucking battlefield. So, yeah, okay. The bear, it's got creepy eyes. It looks around, it actually frowns and furrows its brow here and there, and it's subtle, but like I said, for me, I like a doll that moves like that. That always is. I'm gonna give it okay. It's cool. That was decent, So I didn't hate this design of this bear. It's simple. It's just a dingy old 20, 30-year-old bear that was in a cellar. Mm-hmm. You've seen it. The math on this. It's the same thing. But I didn't hate it. Every other creature in the movie sucks except one. There's like a shape of that shows up here and there behind people. That is good. It works.
But I may actually not necessarily disagree with you, but I have a counterpoint to that here in a minute. Colonel.
We're going through all of the creature designs and Clarence's transformations.
Not necessarily, but
all right, I'll just stick with the bear for now. Since that's what we're talking about, then as it makes sense, I'll discuss the other ones. Here's what I thought of the bear. It had the blackest eyes, a dog's eyes. Just. That was my impression of the fucking bear. Like, at least they could have done like a knockoff Teddy Ruxpin or some shit, trying to make it seem a little more. interesting. Something. It's just a shit. It's a look at it. It's just a fucking little shitty teddy bear. They probably threw it on the ice at a local hockey game, and they got it at the fucking charity.
they went to Goodwill. They wouldn't pick that shit up.
Like it's fucking boring, man. It's a fucking teddy bear in a red goddamn vest. Like,
smells like sour milk and urine.
$1 million of their $12 million budget probably went into that doll.
I think it's
probably that's fair. And like $5 million of that was the fucking eyes, apparently, because his eyes were fucking.
They're deep. They are deep. It's like there's
the eyes
vessel. It plays its role, and it's okay.
And I don't mind the use of the bear as the vessel. I get it, and for this cliche and lazy written story, it works. But there are brief moments where the creature itself, though, is kind of shown, but they're very brief. And for those moments, they are a little scary, if you will, or somewhat well done. But I think the quickness is what helps that. Like you mentioned, the quick edits earlier, that helps, because if we had seen any of those creatures for a sustained amount of time at all, we would have nitpicked the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as hell, it looks like Ziggy is already nitpicking the shit out of him, and he only saw him for a flash.
The shadows worked. I'll say that. The shadows worked. But again, like there weren't going to be fucking shadow figures in this fucking movie.
Can I ask you guys something?
Of course.
Did you think the first like 2/3 of this movie was exceptionally like just not lit properly, or like the transfer was, maybe it was just my shitty theater or something, man? It did not look like they brightened it enough. I was bothered by this. But then it seemed wherever they were later on in the movie, it was lit up where they were, and you could see everything.
It's kind of funny, because the first time I saw it seemed fine, but the second time I watched it, it seemed really fucking dark.
So it seemed fine in my one viewing.
It may have been there may have been a bulb out in at some point.
I'll buy that.
Tarek says, ironically enough, the bear is a custom, but the movie is billed to Blumhouse. There we go. Pretty close. All right. Imaginary, co-written and directed by Jeff Wadlow. What did you think of his work as a director? And I'll save what he's done previously until I hear what you guys say first, if you didn't already look. Colonel?
I didn't look because I don't care enough to fucking look. God damn it. So I don't know. He might be a decent director. Imaginary is not. If this Imaginary is his best film, Jesus Christ, dude, go back to film school. Because we say this a lot with Blumhouse films anymore. Also, film school, like that. I can't fucking filmmaking 101, filmmaking for dummies. Okay, we need to do this. All right, that looks good. Shoot it. Like it. Nothing really groundbreaking. There's so much shit they stole from everywhere else, especially in the final act of the film. I've been like dying to talk about, but I can't.
Yeah,
we're not there yet.
They even stole from themselves.
Yeah.
Well, see, now I got to hear it. I'm going to shut the fuck up so we get the crank.
Ziggy, direction from Jeff Wadlow.
Didn't he? Wasn't he in Night Swim? Didn't he do Night Swim as well? No. Okay, good.
But Bryce McGuire did help write some of the additional literature material. So I think Bryce McGuire, who wrote Night Swim, probably wrote the books that were in there, the Millie Millipede books.
It's probably more the director of photography, but I'll lump it in. I'll give it to the director. I thought some of the edits were pretty strong. And
that's
clever.
The editor.
And the editor. Well, yeah, right. But the guy's got to call the shot too. This is what I want. The director. So that's his idea. 9 times out of 10, anyway.
I wasn't impressed.
He's sitting right next to the fucking editor, dude, telling him that's how it usually works. So, but
I wasn't.
All right,
I wasn't impressed.
The upside down thing, like
that's editing. But that's editing.
Right. But it plays into the scene though, dude. So it's that ain't just an editor going, you know what I'm gonna try? Watch this. That happens, yes, but not in this case.
Well, Jeff Wadlow had previously directed Truth or Dare in 2018 for Blumhouse, and a little film from 2020 that you guys may remember, Fantasy Island.
This makes perfect fucking sense now. Why this movie was a pile of fucking shit. Now the dots are fucking connected. The light bulb just went off my fucking head.
Ding. Jesus. I thought you of all people, especially Colonel, would appreciate that little note.
I don't appreciate giving this motherfucker a total of $40 out of my fucking pocket to see his 3 fucking movies.
See, it explains, like you said, it explains a lot, especially some of the lazy writing for me. But what I don't understand is, why does Blumhouse keep hiring this guy? Is he that fucking cheap?
He must be, because he's not getting fucking better.
Maybe it was just a multi-picture deal or one of those stupid things, you know?
All right, before we get into plot spoilers, I do want to talk about the cast. Let's start with DeWanda Wise as Jessica. How did you like her character and acting ability? Ziggy.
I think she was the strongest of the
bullshit.
Cast, you know, my opinion. Of the rest, I mean, and then I could go right down the fucking line, man, and go everybody else.
We'll go one by one here in a minute.
She fucked up the least of everybody, and maybe not. Dude, that wasn't in the movie that much. He was probably okay. He was probably perfect, you know. But
we'll see.
It's good enough, you know. Colonel.
No, throwing it to me. You said she was the best.
What are you looking at?
Nothing. I'm good now. Good now.
Okay.
Zoe's school, for one thing, just sent a message at 9:00 at night saying, "Hey, have the kids go look at the moon and tell me what kind of moon it is in the morning for extra points." I'm not doing that. No,
just tell her it's a quarter moon.
That's right.
I'll next in the morning. It's a quarter moon. No, she wasn't the best. She did a good enough job for the role, but that's not saying anything, though. She didn't feel real. If that makes sense.
Did you care about her character?
No.
Okay. Was it because the stakes were so fucking low?
I mean, the stakes were. I wouldn't say the stakes were low. I mean, just trying to keep her man happy and take care of his fucking kids. God damn it. No, it's hard to. She just wasn't believable enough. Like I said, she acted enough for the role. And again, compared to the last movie I seen, spoiler alert for everybody we're about to talk about. These guys are fucking Hollywood actors, okay? So that helps me probably appreciate their acting more. But her character is very stiff. I didn't find it too believable that she really cared, especially for the teenager. And it's just, yeah.
All right. I did not care about her character at all either. I mean, nothing really resonated with me much at all with her. And I'm sorry to say that. It was middle of the road acting. There didn't seem to be any stakes that they were taking seriously. And even the emotional scenes seemed lackluster. But that also, but that also is because the writing was so lackluster. I mean, it all is boiling back down to the writing.
Right. And based on that, I think she is fine for what this is. She was fine.
But
I don't know, man.
You've seen actors that are able to take piss poor material and turn it into, maybe not greatness, but mediocrity.
Off comes to mind. It'd be interesting to see her in this role, I think.
Well, she wouldn't accept this
lower
fucking
herself.
role.
She's above this fucking.
She wouldn't
role,
lower
dude.
herself for this to Blumhouse. Are you fucking kidding me?
All right, let's talk about the biggest waste in the film. Tom Paine as Max. In what, maybe 15 minutes of the whole movie, and he's basically just a character that Jessica can talk to.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Anything else to add to him?
I'm willing to bet he was probably only on set for 3 days max.
Oh yeah.
Come on. He had.
2.5 million went to him, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah. totally fucking wasted character. I mean, totally fucking wasted. It just, he brought nothing to the fucking film. Or like, all right, we got to explain something here. Tom, stand there. All right, go. All right, you're out. Like, no, it's totally fucking wasted. And Erica said it right. I will agree with Erica on this one. He was a shitty fucking dad.
Leaving his kids with somebody he's only lived with for somewhere between 2 and 4 years.
Well, you should be able to trust somebody enough in 2 to 4 years.
Exactly.
That I didn't mind. But it's like shit was hitting the fan when he was about to fucking leave. Like it was already kind of fucking weird.
Yeah.
I gotta go on this tour. And his fucking accent was bugging the shit out of me. But I gotta go on this tour, babe. We're gonna play all the coffee houses and fucking in the fucking Mississippi Delta. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Colonel, what kind of asshole would leave their kids behind to go to some kind of event? I mean, really?
But it's a tour, all right?
Yeah.
I go away for a weekend.
And dude, don't bring this up. You're just gonna make him feel more guilty about it already. And he already has a hard time leaving.
No, it's
don't
fine.
Start.
Fuck Chicago. I'm not even going now.
Fuck, see what you did, Ziggy. God damn it.
I'm not going on tour anymore. Fuck this.
You see what'll happen, man. There'll be a teddy bear, and that's it, man. You already got the fucking prisoner sacrifice basement. You don't need to open up that door and see what's behind there.
All right. Before we get to Ziggy, did you have anything to add on Tom?
He was a pro. He came in. He did his lines. He left. He took his paycheck.
Wasted character, though, right?
Wasted character.
Okay. Before we get to the kids, let's discuss Mrs. Exposition, Betty Buckley as Gloria. I'll just leave it open to that. Thoughts, Ziggy?
Before he answers, is there a reason why we don't have a graphic? There she is. Okay.
I just hadn't moved to it yet. My bad. I got two into my
from The Running Man that wanted to vote on Ben Richards.
No, this is
a
not
bad motherfucker. No,
but I will tell you who this is. This is Miss Collins from Carrie, the gym teacher, the coach.
Oh wow, she's the old bat now, man. Look at that.
That's what happens, dude.
Dude, she got really
people get older.
Oh, it was 1970 fucking 6 or whatever.
Yeah. She was also in. She was great in Split.
Yeah.
But and she was great in Carrie. But
she. I don't know if it was intentional, but yeah, man, she comes in. She's in the movie, and you kind of figure out why she's in the movie pretty easily. And yeah, and I guess she's all right though, but I you know what? No, I can't do it.
She's fine in the movie, but it's a terrible fucking role.
What a shitty role, man. What a shitty character.
Let Colonel's about to explode.
Let me get them glasses off, dude.
Gee, this isn't even like a huge rant, but god damn it. Fucking hated her ass. So I was like, I literally laughed out loud when she brought, I can't remember her fucking name, those teenagers to her house.
Taylor.
Like typical fucking Blumhouse. I've been studying this since Jessica disappeared when she was 5. I'm like, every fucking movie, you got some old fucking chick that somehow knows what's going on, but she's fucking loony. But she knows everything that's going on. Jesus Christ. I literally fucking laughed out loud.
I love Betty Buckley.
I was like, and another one. Like, it's just every fucking movie. There's some supernatural aspect. God damn it. There's going to be an old white woman that knows what the fuck's going on.
Right. Don't get me wrong. I love Betty Buckley, but I'm pretty sure she was only added to this cast to bring a little cred to this movie in a way. Because her character, this is one of those characters whose only purpose is literally to explain the plot because the creators think the audience is too stupid to figure it out on their own. And I fucking hate characters like that. I hate that shit. It offends me as an audience member. It offends me as a film lover, as a horror fan.
We really don't want to ever attract any young viewers, do we?
I don't think we do.
Well, I feel like they used her, or I don't think maybe she was as big as a part in the original script, but they had to shorten the script and cut out maybe some expensive scenes or something. So they were just like, well, how are we going to explain what happens in all the scenes that we cut out. Oh, we just give that to, Gloria, the next door neighbor. She's the exposition queen.
Find out she was the babysitter.
Lazy writing.
And like Crazy Ralph made that work.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you need to stop. If you want a fucking crazy old person to tell people what's going on or warn them, that's what you want. Sorry, Blumhouse, we don't need these fucking legendary horror actresses to come back in their golden years, like Crank said, to explain the fucking story to us. All right, it's not story time at Grandma's fucking house. I'm not about to take a nap, even though I did almost take 2 naps watching this fucking movie. I'm not gonna lie. I caught myself dozing off twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a chance with the ruckus crowd I was with, man.
I almost wish I had seen it with a good crowd like that.
It totally helped.
Next, well, it looks like it's time for the kids to get their lecture now. Let's teach them a few things on acting. Let's talk about the youngster, Piper Braun as Alice. Go, Ziggy.
Hit and miss. In a
All
nutshell.
Right.
She's good sometimes, and then there's other times where it's fucking cringy, man. It's fucking real bad. But I mean, I think we have a case where the lifting was a little more than she was capable of doing.
Okay, Colonel.
She's good enough for the role. I'll be honest. At some point, I started paying too much attention to how she talked. I was like, she talks funny. Her lips make weird movements. That's not necessarily a good thing that I noticed that by the end. I was like, she did a good enough job. And she's a kid. You know me. I'm not too harsh on fucking little kid actors.
No, I mean,
but I will praise the shit out of them when they're good.
Yes, but she doesn't deserve praise. She did her job.
Nope.
She did her job. I'll leave it at that.
Because the influence starts coming from the entity, and she does kind of display some of that. And these are the things I think were good that she did.
Hit and miss is a good way to describe that, though, because guess what? Cliche and lazy writing for this character as well. Honestly, wasn't impressed with her performance much at all. There were a couple of moments that it was okay, but it was basically when she was just being a kid. It was when she was being affected by the entity or trying to have an emotional scene too much for what this movie needed. Stick to the Disney roles. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. Finally, Tegan Burns as Taylor. The highlight for me out of this cast. Now, granted,
Not much.
She had probably the most cliche role of them all, but she nailed it. Not the best writing, except for a couple of lines near the end. But as the cliche goes, every teen girl needs to be rude, disrespectful, and moody, and she nailed it. I can't fault her for that, but the character, terribly written. Colonel.
No, you hit the nail on the fucking head. She was the highlight character for me in the film as well, just because she played a fucking moody, fucking bitchy teenager. One of the better ones I've ever seen on film.
And you have comparison.
I do have comparison. It was legit. Like when I was getting annoyed, I was about to be like, "Don't roll your eyes at me!" Like I was about to lose my shit a couple times. Like, don't. Yeah, she did. She did a great fucking job with what role she was given. God damn it. So so fucking cliche, man. Yeah. I did like her line, slight spoiler alert. You want me to send a bitchy text? Like,
that and that was fucking brutal. Yeah. That was a good moment. But we'll get to that. I'll say this. I think she'll be good in the future if she, picks better roles. I'll leave it at that. I think we're fairly close, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up here.
Don't get to the good stuff.
We might be getting into some spoilers here. So,
I don't think anyone's gonna worry about it now. We've fucking pretty much killed it already.
In fact, we have a permanent graphic now down there since we're in this area. At this point, Chauncey begins to task Alice with a scavenger hunt, a little more sinister kind of hunt, though, since Alice has to physically harm herself to complete the list. Did you like the way that played out and helped move the plot forward, Colonel? I don't even know.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who goes first on this one. I will. This is where I'll give it a little bit of credit. I did enjoy this aspect of pushing the story along to how we got to the end. I will give him fucking credit. That seemed childish enough to where it fit.
Mm-hmm.
I was completely okay with it.
Ziggy.
Yeah, I dug the scavenger hunt, man, and I was for a second there thinking, they might succeed where The Exorcist failed here, if this goes the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really go that way, but it's interesting to see, and then stepmom kind of going, hey, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I can't show you. She's got a list and everything,
mm-hmm.
but it's not as cool later.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now we're also at a point in the film where a psychologist comes over, Dr. Soto, I think was her name, to visit with Alice, and the big twist reveals itself. Yes, I know, Colonel. I know. But we should have all seen it coming. And we probably did. But Ziggy, how'd you like the way that moment played out?
That's what I mean, because it made me go like, what the hell's going on here, for a second, and then it's the character itself that I was kind of like, she made it hard to be believable,
Yes.
She was like fucking plaster, man. She wasn't good. I mean, I don't think she understood the fucking the assignment for what she was supposed to do there, because that's kind of a big deal, a big reveal at that moment, for what is happening. When that's like kind of like one of their big twists of the movie. There is no bear.
What? You're telling me it's imaginary?
It's imaginary. Yeah. And we, and then everything ties back to stepmom. Mm-hmm. is where we're going with it, and stepmom had the same list. She's clearly blacked out some things after being almost absorbed into imaginary land at 5 years old.
Imaginary land?
We don't really know what it is, and that's another swing and a miss. That's something they could have really did something better with instead of the kind of Alice in Wonderland stuff. It's Salvatore Dali painting.
I personally, I kind of like the twist it's hard to even really call it a twist, but I like the idea that there's no bear, that it's in the minds of the people that can see it. But that was one of the few things that they kind of set up well in the movie.
And fucking stumbled and fell right on top of it.
No, I'm thinking they stumbled during that fucking scene. They may not have fallen yet. You're right. It was a nice twist of the bear's imaginary. Again, saw it coming a million miles away.
Right, but they phoned everything else in.
Yeah, but it's so fucking cringy. Clarence's voice, throwing that shit off. Okay, we've seen that a million fucking times. All ties back to Jessica, yes. But you guys aren't saying this is the worst doctor in the fucking world. Apparently, she don't know about patient confidentiality. She's like, hey, check out this fucking video of this one fucked up kid that cut his thumb off. I recorded 4 years ago.
Right.
Right now. I was like, what the fuck?
And somebody else also pointed out to me, and one of the other people I went to watch this with were just like, the psychologist didn't really react the way she probably should have.
No.
Instead of like having a little bit of concern for the kid, she was just like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. And the kid disappeared. Well, see you next week.
Yep.
No, like, here's what you need to do.
She's like, I have dinner with my husband. He's leading Smith's Grove right now with this patient, Michael Myers, because I'm convinced that's his fucking wife.
Fuck, man.
Jesus Christ. It was just bad, man. It was just fucking bad. But
it's just not right. Just didn't fit right.
Yeah. Then Alice disappears. Big shock. And after the movie gets explained to us by Gloria, we venture into the never ever the imaginary world where Chauncey comes from.
Yep. Stranger Things, the movie. Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I like the never ever better in Beetlejuice. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I like the never ever better as rejected Tim Burton set designs.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not Salvatore Dali painting, fucking
little MC Escher vomit.
I was like, that kind of looks. I was like, huh, you're ripping off fucking Hellraiser 2 also.
The was it Freddy's Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street 6, where they're
the 3D, yeah.
Oh, good Lord!
I was like, all right, just do something with this now. Don't if you just fucking showing it. If that's all it is just looks, then this is stupid. Because they could have explained, yes, you could have anything you want in the imaginary world. Apparently, we don't know who we're serving even in this fucking thing. That's what's annoying about this fucking movie.
Again, it just seems so cliche and lazy. And the thing about what'd you guys think about the final act of this? So let's just go there, Colonel.
Oh my God, nothing good. I mean, it started. Okay, so we're in the never ever. The big reveal for Clarence in the never ever.
Chauncey,
sorry, I don't know why I said Clarence. Chauncey. Clarence. Stay on the port, Clarence. Fucking. So you guys know those little mobile lights? Like they sell them now, like projection lights, and they got the teddy bears and music. Well, there's a painting of a teddy bear on the fucking wall, and you see the silhouette of the fucking bear. So as soon as it hits, we're going to see fucking Clarence, and we did. And he looked like shit. Utter fucking shit. One of the worst scary teddy bears I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I like that moment though. They just didn't pay it off well.
I didn't even like the moment because I thought it was cheesy, dude. I'm like, like I said, you saw it coming.
Remember the nun painting? The nun.
Of course, you saw it coming, but I mean, that was one of the few visual moments that I kind of appreciated.
All right, fair enough. You're allowed to be wrong from time to time.
All right, fine. Ziggy, jump in.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was the nun. That nun big thing when the nun steps behind the painting, the shadow and the hands come out, and it's it's very similar to that. But you think they stopped it? She unplugs the light before it gets there, but yeah, it doesn't matter. He's there. It reminded me of almost the Twilight Zone, and when the kid,
the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, man. Is that it? That's it, right? Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad that you connected too. I was like, huh. Like I've seen this before. Oh yeah, that's what But again, I was more interested in what the folks behind me and next to me were saying, dude, because they had something for everything. If they were heading into that, oh hell no, why are you going in there? What you doing? Why are you going in there? No.
Why'd your voice change?
Yeah.
That's how I heard it. I'm just play, man. I recorded.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious.
Glorious.
There was a point in this final act that the immediate change in Gloria's demeanor, like she starts out as like this cautious, concerned neighbor, and then all of a sudden she's just like trying to get like there's no there's no reason for her like to be a bad guy all of a sudden, I guess. I tried to trick you to come into the never ever. What the fuck? If there had been some kind of buildup for that, I would have gotten a little more. But
instead of just saying, when I babysat you, I wanted to stay there too, and you wouldn't let me. That was pretty much her reasoning.
That wasn't her reasoning was I regret not going in with you when you were 5.
She got a taste.
That wasn't enough.
I agree.
And it was late.
God, too little, too late. It's the right statement.
Too little, too late. Let's see here.
Yeah, but God damn it. I mean, even when they had to run and stop the door from closing, she's just kind of going, oh, the door is closing. What do we do? She's the closest to it. They had to fucking run back and grab it.
I was kind of pissed off watching them trying to open this fucking door because they had no good grip on it. They were like just like this, like what the, like grab the ledge and pull that motherfucker up, man. I was that nitpicky at the fucking end. I was like, have you not lifted a fucking door before?
They've never had to open a door without a doorknob before.
Obviously, I was like, what the fuck? There's just so much wrong with this third act, man. So much fucking wrong.
And there were a few visuals, like I mentioned, I liked that the moving lights across the wall. Yeah, it was cheesy, and it didn't necessarily, the payoff wasn't that great, but it was all right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, and I like the moment where Alice is about to ram her hand down on the nail, and she looks at it, and it's a flower, and then it goes back up, and it goes back down, and it's a nail again. I thought that was a neat thing. Were there any moments like that you guys spotted that you appreciated? Please don't say the picture frame changing.
Damn it, because I was about to say something about the Never Ever that fucking pissed me off.
Yeah, we can go there too.
So that's where I'm going to go with this one. All right. I'll let these guys be the positive people. I'll still be fucking negative. So there's a scene where there's Jessica sees a painting. There's a hole in it. She pulls it down and reveals how she escaped the Never Ever when she was 5. Is it just me, or were you guys pissed off too?
That's one of my moments that
so shitty. Like, we're in 2024, and it looks like I'm watching something from the fucking 1960s where they just put a green screen in and fucking just edited that her watching on the. It looks so fucking bad, dude. It just looks so fucking bad. I don't know. I
didn't ask you, Erica. She did like that point, but I thought that was cheesy. But we'll see. Here's the end of that question. Tell me one scene you liked and one scene you hated. So you answer the question before I even ask. Yeah. How about you, Ziggy?
One I liked, one I hated.
Yeah, basically.
It really sucks because I dug the scene when the blanket, the boyfriend kept, and the bear has a pull string on it that plays this goofy song. So the cord key, he's trying to step on it and stop it, and then he finally does, and there's a blanket with the bear underneath it, and then it's coming at him because he stepped on the cord, So he steps off the cord, and it finishes off, and then comes at him anyway, full speed, and that's when you get one of the worst CGI attacks. Blinks.
That was bad.
Oh, was really bad.
So that's just all in the same scene for me. I mean, it was like it was started like, wow, that's really tense, pretty cool. Oh fuck, just thud.
Yeah, that was one of the better horror scenes though. Since I had to give a scene I liked, let me throw this in real quick. It was cliche, but I still like the scene where Jessica was talking to Alice when she was in bed. We've seen it a million fucking times. You got a lump in the covers, and she's like pouring her heart out. And she hears Alice outside and looks down, opens the covers, and there's the fucking bear. God damn it!
You knew.
Seriously, that's what I had to go with as my favorite scene since Zach took the one with the blanket. That's pathetic.
I liked also Chauncey, says you can't play, because so-and-so's here. And Chauncey says he's standing right behind you. And then that's one of the times you see the shadow of something.
Right.
Here's another good throwaway scene that I fucking hated. All right. Alice thinks she's having a tea party with Chauncey. Oh, so cute. And then she gets attacked by their crackhead mom, just randomly shows up in this fucking house. Just escaped from the hospital because she still had a wristband on.
Terrifying.
Oh, that's the mom. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? That brought nothing to the fucking movie.
When the ghost answered, though, before you realize that's who it was. And it's
that's a pretty dress.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was like, and then, she comes
that was a little, that had a moment of a chill.
Yes.
But totally unnecessary. I'm sure you agree. They literally brought almost nothing to the fucking movie.
There was a lot of that. The only reason that was there was because they wanted the crazy woman to be able to say, "There's something in this house." You know?
Yeah, you got to have.
And you didn't need that.
She's crazy because of the house.
Yeah, you didn't need it. So, one of the scenes I liked, and I kind of mentioned it a minute ago, it was, again, forced, out of place, But I like the moment where Taylor tells Gloria that was fucking brutal. Not Gloria. Jessica tells Jessica that was fucking brutal. When Jessica is trying to like get the pain for the offering to open the door, and stabbing scissors through her hand isn't enough for some fucking reason.
No doubt, man.
But that moment was good between Jessica and Taylor, I thought.
Yes.
The insinuation is she's such a good person, she had to say some nasty, horrible, fucking dysfunctional shit to actually hurt herself by saying it. And then the kid acknowledging, damn, that was fucking
right. But then I also like the moment when Jessica interrupts Taylor and Liam, the next door neighbor boy, and embarrasses Taylor to the point where she sends that text. Like that was a neat moment.
That's what I mean. She was okay. She was. I don't see what she was supposed to do with this.
And Colonel mentioned the looking through the window. I hated that moment, but because they get to that end and there's 3 people staring through that window, one of them says, "What is this?" And then another one says, "It's," and the other one says, "Me." And it's so planned and spaced out and just horribly paced and delivered. It kills the scene. It kills the whole fucking scene for me. Not that the scene was that great to begin with, as you mentioned. And then I hated the moment where they're looking for Alice in the house. And I even said it, 15 seconds, 20 seconds before they decide to think about it. But they look at each other and Jessica goes, "Basement." Like everyone forgets there's a fucking basement in the house for some reason all of a sudden.
See, I kind of laughed at that scene.
Yes.
But it was bad. But also it was kind of like a unintentional throwback to Evil Dead 2. What shit? You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
That made me chuckle. Again, that's what I thought. Again, very unintentional throwback to Evil Dead 2. But
very unintentional. Like they probably never even seen Evil Dead 2. That unintentional.
Probably not.
Now, you guys, one of you, I think Ziggy brought this up earlier. Putting teddy bear eyes into human eye sockets is not all that scary, is it?
No.
I didn't think so.
I thought it was more scarier in Caroline when they have black buttons on their eyes. Or Coraline.
Coraline?
Coraline, yeah.
Coraline?
Coraline. That movie's scarier than fucking Imaginary, in my opinion.
I would buy that.
I think of like Ghost Encounters. Remember the ghost had the black eyes and the big gaping mouth. And all these, there's a picture that does the head tilts, the eyes go black like the bears, and then as we, it's a happy ending. They all escape.
Well, hold on, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's get there. Let's get there. Yeah, the finale features a cliche false ending.
Oh,
which has also been,
it was delightful.
Another trait.
They were off. I'm glad to see them getting back to batting their average with these. But yes, we had another Blumhouse fire.
Get ready.
You say, "Don't steal my fucking thunder, prick."
Oh, it's yours, Colonel. I'm just setting you up, dog. I'm throwing you the softball, dude. Here it is.
Here it is. All right. Like I teased at the beginning of the show, from I want to say about 2018 to about 2020. Every Blumhouse movie for those 2 fucking years ended in a house fire. Then, of course, we get Firestarter, but that doesn't count because it's fucking Firestarter. Okay?
It does count. It does count.
It counts.
I guess we'll count it. I wasn't counting it because, again, it's fucking Firestarter. All right. So that was my running joke. And they kept my joke alive for 2 years. It's going to end in a fire. You know it. You know it. That is truly the highlight of this fucking movie for me, is we finally got another house fire to kill the fucking Never Ever Land. All is well in the world. I was like, yes, bravo fucking oh baby, we got another fire.
But they even robbed from themselves in that scene because they took Laurie Strode's line.
I didn't even notice that.
Let it burn.
At the end says, "Let it burn."
God damn it.
I was waiting for the Michael Myers to come walking out of that motherfucker, man.
And kill all the firefighters?
Firefighters. Dude,
There's an edit right there. That would make that movie even more interesting.
It would. It just, I fucking loved it. I hate to say it. I'm holding on to this. I haven't told Crank literally as soon as I walked out of the theater because I didn't know if Zach saw it or not. I was like, oh boy, I'm back, baby. I got on Zach for beating a dead horse. All right. This dead horse is finally fucking resurrected, and I've been waiting 2 fucking years for it, if not longer. And finally it's back. Keep it going, Blumhouse. I want to see another fucking house fire 3 more times this year. 1 per fucking quarter. Just like the status quo. Come on. Don't let me down again.
Was there a fire in Exorcist Believer near the end?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'll be honest, I don't really remember much about the end of the movie other than one dies, one lives. Like, I'll be completely honest. I can't remember much about it.
Dude, I started shaking my head and I had to put my head down in my hand as soon as I saw the paint thinner. Or as soon as I saw the paint, them getting the paint, I just muttered to myself, fucking paint thinner. And like put my head down like this. And yeah, sure enough. Now, somebody pointed it out in the comments, and a friend of mine pointed it out also while we were watching it. They did like the fact that Alice was the one to start the fire, even though she had a fear of it that was established semi-badly in the previous part of the film.
That's something Chauncey taught her, to face her fears.
Right. So
now, one thing that did bother me about that is the way, he caught on fire. One, he looked like fucking Deadshot from the DC movies. Once the true form was revealed, I thought that was shitty. But the way Jessica was, man, she should have been walking out there looking like fucking Two-Face. Like, that flame would have went up right in her fucking face, and somehow she managed.
Should have, yeah.
They all had paint all over them too. I mean,
yeah,
what the fuck? That's lighting up too, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, the running joke is back. So how many is this now? Because we had Halloween 2018.
Oh baby,
we had Ma. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're counting Firestarter.
All right.
Fantasy Island?
That mansion went up, didn't it?
I know one of the movies that shall not be named. Just for shits and giggles, we'll throw in fucking Fantasy Island. The Invisible Man, I believe.
Yeah, Invisible Man had fire at the end.
We already got 6, and we're literally talking about movies from a 2-year span.
Is Blumhouse at Invisible Man's Blumhouse? Wow, that's like the yeah, that's why it was top of the list and shit. Fucking A.
Yeah, that and we just ranked.
I know
like our favorites and our least favorites.
There you go, from Invisible Man to Megan. There it is for me.
What?
Erica wants to know, has he ever started a movie with fire? Yes.
Yeah.
And he even called it Firestarter.
And Halloween Kills.
And Halloween Kills, yeah. That starts with a fire. So yeah.
Oh Lord.
I was just fucking pumped, dude. Like, seriously.
I was happy. It made me happy. I was like, well, at least there's that.
What about You Should Have Left? Did that have a fire?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I haven't seen that.
Kevin Bacon one?
Yeah, the Kevin Bacon one. I thought that did. There's that's even though we've maybe listed 5 or 6, that's still too many.
It's too many when they
in recent years.
Kept doing it.
And like I said, the ones we're listing are literally from 2018 to 2020. Like, we're not venturing out of that 2-year time frame.
Yeah, when we got to go see everything, man. You notice shit like that.
All right. Is there anything else that we missed that you guys wanted to talk about with this movie at all?
I thought her whole dad role was wasted. Didn't really pay off too good.
We talked about that.
Yeah, but
you mean Tom Payne?
No, he's talking about
her dad.
Jessica's dad. Living or whatever.
Oh, Jessica's dad. Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Wasn't great.
So it didn't add much to the fucking movie, man.
There was nothing to add, right? Nothing with it. But I mean, at some point, she realizes she's reading him the new book she wrote, because that's what she does, because he's passed out. And then something goes wrong. She realizes something in the artwork, and she just looks up and goes, "I'm still here."
Now remember, because this is worth describing, so you know how shitty this fucking story is. Not because he passed out. It's because he's blind. Because he saw the imagination of thousands of kids, and his brain couldn't handle it, and he went blind. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Seriously.
And he like fought it off, and then it got him anyway.
Yeah. Just fucking dumb.
Bad payoff.
All right. Final thoughts and rating. And I'm going to save the Colonel for a little bit because Ziggy,
I think these guys are going to go really, really low on this. So
no,
I'm going to try and
Dude, easily figured out, man.
My audience gets a star just because it was so goddamn entertaining.
I don't think your audience is. You shouldn't give an audience a star.
I have to.
That's not part of the movie in general for the rest of the people.
It made it so much better. But I mean, it was about what we expected. It wasn't.
Keep that in mind, people.
Yep.
Keep that in
mind. They really could have set out and did something with this and made something good, and it just, boy, they just took the easiest, laziest turns and twists and just everything you've seen and done before. I mean, they didn't even try to come out interesting, and be different. You see everything coming a mile away, but it does have a couple of moments that stick with you a little bit. I'd say see it once, have your own opinion. I'm going to go 4.5 on this movie. Almost a 5, but it just needed I mean, there's virtually no blood in this at all. And it very well could have had some. For sure.
Blood in one scene.
Yeah, just add.
Is there? Wait a minute.
A little.
Was your rating higher before we started?
I was fucking winding you guys up.
Is that what you're saying now?
I just told you we had this whole discussion here.
Okay, because
I came right out swinging on this fucking movie.
One of the things he said right before we went on the air, and I know
how to get to these guys.
I had that rage building up in me already.
He
said something like I like the original nature of this movie, and we were already at black because we were getting ready to go live. I was like almost doing the countdown, like 3, 2. I like the originality of this movie. Get the fuck out of here! What are you talking about?
I was like, these writers have a future.
There's nothing original about this story, man. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Anyway, Colonel.
I figured my explanation of after we actually talked it out, you would have realized that I wasn't very serious.
I knew, but
for fuck's sake.
Go fuck yourself. Colonel, what do you got?
I thought he was fucking serious. He's just playing it cool for the camera. That's all he's doing. He fucking meant every goddamn word he said before he went live.
He loved it. He loved this movie. You gave it an 8.
Dude, so anyway, fucking Imaginary. You know what? It took no imagination to write this fucking film because you stole from a million other ones. Okay? If you guys really want to watch a good movie about an imaginary friend, watch Drop Dead Fred. You'll get a hell of a lot more laughs, great acting, great story, all around great fucking movie. Something imaginary is not.
Or Benny Loves You.
Or Benny Loves You. If you're going to the demonic toy, Benny Loves You tenfold.
Yep.
Better than Imaginary. Okay? Now, I will admit this is probably great starter horror for younger kids. Keep that in mind because you may want, like, once the Sarge gets of age, this is probably one I'll watch one more time to kind of get her into fucking horror. Okay?
I think it's unintentional, though. It's unintentional starter.
It is unintentional. And they even dropped one F-bomb in the fucking movie because it's PG-13. They're allowed to have one. So I was like, ooh, they pushed the envelope on that one. They put the fucking F-bomb in it. Great starter horror, but a shitty fucking horror movie. There's no redeeming qualities at all for this film. I absolutely dreaded going into it. I dreaded fucking watching it. I was, like I said, I was thrilled when the credits finally rolled. I didn't even stay to see if there's a cut scene. I imagine there wasn't.
There's not.
Good, because I was like, fuck this, I'm out. Like, I'm done. I paid my dues. I did my fucking job. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I did my time.
That's right.
Give him my cigarettes and let me out of here, warden.
Right. I was like, I can only play for fucking stamps and matchsticks for so fucking long.
My audience applauded twice in this movie. Like,
what?
How because somebody said something funny? There was nothing to applaud.
No, when they escaped, they applauded. And at the end, when the credits started rolling, dude, it was like, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, those people have no fucking taste. I don't say that. That audience had no taste if they enjoyed this.
I was
They
the
must
oldest
have been
person in
really
there.
stoned.
I was the oldest person in there, too. Oh, I wasn't the only
Well,
stone. But
you're the oldest anywhere. Most of the places you go anymore.
sad, man.
God damn.
I know.
Except for
That's fucking brutal.
except for senior night at the buffet. He's not the oldest person there.
Right.
Oh,
The
yeah.
good news is we always get the early bird specials
yep,
when we take Zach out to eat.
Because he's always there at 4.
That's
Always there at 4.
4
Colonel
for
at
dinner.
the buffet.
Goddamn right. They ain't paying my game. But any fucking way. So let me go and rate this piece of shit. Man, I'm rating it way higher than I ever thought I would. Because there was a fucking house fire. God damn it. I give you a 3. That fire was worth 2 fucking points.
I can't believe we're almost all on the same page here. Yeah, I can, because it's a fucking Blumhouse movie, man. Again,
all right there.
Yeah, there's nothing original about this. Few aspects of it that I liked, but they were so minimal and unimportant to the story, it didn't matter. I'd love to say this is the laziest script ever written, but that would be wrong because it's not. But I will say this. I would like to see a first draft of this. I would like to see the one that was written by whoever the first writer was, which I assume was Wadlow. Before
And
they
the whole other chapter on the Never Ever Land.
I don't know, but I would like to see a first draft written by one person before they brought in the other 2 writers, and they're not even impressive enough to list them right now. I don't care who they were, but
you know what this movie needs.
Well, and that's what I'm worried about, though. I'm worried that that's where they brought the grandmother in. I'm worried that's where they, if somebody's saying, I think Rick was saying they cut out the backstory of the kid getting burned. You know, some of that shit should have been left in because it wasn't represented well. And I hate when they have a character that's just queen exposition. You know, it just drives me nuts. Now, did they have to change it to make budget cuts? Because, you know, Blumhouse is notorious for being cheap on the budgets. Acting unimpressive except for a few minor moments. And the 2 things I normally watch a movie for are story and performances. And neither of those criteria were met here at all. I thought this had potential, and it came nowhere near it. So I'm giving it a 4. But we did ask in YouTube, are you planning to see Imaginary in theaters this weekend? And an overwhelming majority said, no, I'm not interested at all.
No, that's obvious by the box office.
52%. I think that's what that says. 30. I got to enlarge this. 33% say, no, I'll wait for streaming. And only 10% said yes. Yeah. One more time, guys. We want to thank our members. Thanks to our final girls and guys, Chris, Lorena, BD, and Tyrone, our Crazy Ralphs, Dr. Smiley, Rick, and Raymond, and our camp counselors, 42nd Street Pete, Corey, Luke, Michigan Dave, Jimmy and Rachel, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Patricia, Kristen, and JJ. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
It's just another